Hello viewers, this is Jared from J-Rod Production Studios and welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite sets. This is an older set, one that got a lot of hate back in 2017 when it was released. I feel like a lot of people have warmed up to it. In fact, M&R Productions had recently mentioned it as one of the not worst sets in his opinion anymore, which I've always liked this. No one has changed my opinion on it. Of course, we are talking about set number 75182. This is the Republic Fighter Tank from 2017, the Summer Wave. Now, this one retailed for $25, and of course, it was available for about $20, so definitely a really cool set for the price. I think it offered a lot of value. That's why I want to review it. I think it's one that's really gained in popularity. It goes for like $60 now on eBay. So yeah, let's go ahead and just take a look at this set. What it contains, and just really how it stacks up as what was a $20 to $25 set. All right, so first off, with the minifigures here, you have the Aayla Secura, you have the Clone Gunner, and then 2 battle droids. So for a $25 set, that's pretty typical. Now, a lot of people were really griping about these minifigures when they first came out because people were expecting this to be the first set to include a Commander Bly figure. Just the Aayla Secura prompted the rumor for the Commander Bly. Of course, that didn't happen. We got the Phase 2 Clone Gunner instead. I think that's still a great figure. I really think that it brought a lot to the table, having not got the Phase 2 before. We had the Phase 1 back in like 2009 or whatever. But yeah, this is a cool set. I don't really understand the complaints about Aayla Secura for the figures there. I think it fits okay because it's not really, it is an army building set where you can amass a lot of these for relatively cheap, but you're not really buying these just for the figure. I really much prefer the set to getting the few figures with this one. So the figures are okay, in my opinion. Of course, the addition of a couple battle droids is nice, of course. So getting 2 real figures and a couple other battle droids in there is pretty typical for a $20 to $25 set. And getting 2 what are really exclusive figures too really makes that worth it. You know, that Clone Gunner now goes for like $17 on his own. All right, and now for the build itself. Of course, the hate on this one is that it is so small. When you compare it to the 2008 version of the Republic Fighter Tank, this is literally like a third of the size. Now, I get that. I get that it is even a little bit undersized. It really is more minifigure scale. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care that it's not as good as the 2008 version with all the crazy features. It is smaller, but it's minifigure scale. And when a set is going to be minifigure scale at this size, it's just not going to have all of the fancy details you would in the other set. Now, I do like the 2008 version more. I do think the details just make it a better set all around. But this one, for what it is, a cheap way to get a Republic vehicle in an era where they really didn't make hardly any sets with clones or Republic vehicles. I think this is one that I honestly wish I would have picked up more. I think the scale is actually in line pretty well with the new Battlefront 2 game, of course. And it doesn't have the top turret. That is one other real complaint from me personally. Of course, that doesn't include the top turret in all of the new cannon vehicles or whatnot. Now, when this set was released, it was not a cannon set. In fact, if you pull up on like Bricklink and you search Legends sets, this will be one of the sets that shows up, because when this set was produced, it was no longer canon because this set had only been revealed in different comics, different video games from the old prequel era that's no longer Disney canon. But this came out with the Battlefront 2 officially making it canon again in about 2019-ish, 2018-ish. Even though this is considered a Legend set, it is canon, and that is why it doesn't have the turret on top, is because it's matching the new canon of the set, not the old 2008 version, the old Battlefront 2 era. This is the more new canon version of the set. Now, just because it doesn't have the fancy features on the treads on the side or whatever, doesn't mean it doesn't have any. Of course, you can fit a figure on the inside there, nice and snug. There is a pretty cool computer piece on the inside there, and then there are even handlebars to kind of simulate the clone grabbing on or whatever. The turrets on the side, the cannons do move up and down, and then there are stud shooters on the side that you can obviously launch there as well. Underneath the cannons, there are a couple clips to put the Clone Trooper's blaster as well as a wrench or some sort of tool on the side over there. And then in the back, there is also another little drawer for all sorts of little, you can put weapons in there. Of course, the set kind of depicts the extra little studs for the stud shooters themselves. I think it's a really solid build all around. I think it's sturdy enough. You know, I haven't, you know, even just dropping the set on accident, it's never really broken apart on me. Even the antenna pieces are clipped in very nicely as opposed to the older version. The one drawback from me, other than the kind of small treads and then the lack of the cannon on top, is there are a lot of stickers on this set all around. the Republic emblems, of course the side little pieces. There is a lot of stickers involved with those. I do think they used a few different cool pieces to bring out detail though, such as like the silver bar pieces on the side really make it look cooler. The fencing pieces for the antennas make it awesome. I think the lime green there really just complements the rest of the set because the in-universe vehicle here does have just this particular amount of lime green. I don't think this set overdoes it. I think it goes perfectly with what it was in universe. Now you can actually see a few little gaps there. Speaking of when you set the clone trooper in the set, the hatch doesn't cover perfectly the top, but that's also one of the drawbacks when downscaling the set. Other than that, there aren't really any major complaints for me other than the hatch piece lacking the cannon and not covering it fully, the stickers and the rather small treads. That's about it for me. Other than that, I think everything is great on this. All right, so that's all around my opinion. Again, I just really wish I would have bought more of these. I think it's a great set for the money. For 20 bucks, you couldn't go wrong with this set. I think most $20 sets in LEGO today are rather underwhelming, so this really to me represents that era of where we still got decent sets for $20 to $25. Yeah, I really like this one. I don't think it's one they're gonna make again, unfortunately, at least not for a long time. I actually am kind of surprised to think that they even did this one, so really glad that I got a few of them while I could back in the early days of 2017, 2018 or whatnot. So yeah, go ahead and let me know, do you have this set? What do you think of it? Have you always kind of bandwagoned on the hate of this thing, or have you always just kind of liked it? I'm one of the people who've always just kind of liked it, and yeah, I think it does what it's supposed to for a relatively cheap set. So thank you all for viewing. I greatly appreciate that. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you have not already. It's really simple. Turn that notification bell on so you do not miss a video. That helps me out a lot. Go ahead and let me know what you think of this set in the comment section down below. Thank you for viewing again, and as always guys, have a great day.